From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
On today's show, Jagera Davis returns to practice for the Cats. Omar Bayless discusses getting his first start at receiver of the season, and he also fills us in on his undefeated Madden streak and if it is continuing against his roommate Terry Godwin. Coach talks about the character win in Ottawa. Stavros Katsantonis speaks on his big game and that huge hit he had on the goal line against the Redblacks. And Tim White talks about his big game, and we mention a stat that he broke that stood since 2019. It's Tuesday, September 12th, 2023, and you're listening to Ticats Today. The Cats back at practice following the big win over Ottawa on Friday, and joining practice today was Jagera Davis for the first time since he returned back from Calgary. There's not much info on if he'll play, but he was taking reps, and it's something to keep an eye on throughout the week, and we will be watching for the release of the depth chart to see if Jagera Davis will be playing. Aside from that, the Cats were preparing for Winnipeg, and this will really be a matchup that tests this Ticats team because we all know Winnipeg and the pedigree they bring, but let's not forget around this time last year, September 17th of 2022 to be exact, when the Cats had one of their best games of the season against the Bombers at home, winning 48-31 at Tim Hortons Field. And I know it was a much different Ticats team, but history does repeat itself sometimes. I know I'm stretching with that one, but an interesting stat. Coach O talked about playing the Bombers and about that character win against the Redblacks.
Yeah, as we had to find a way to come out with a victory. And so I think, character did show up. It's nothing that I'm surprised about. It just kind of revealed what we knew. And, you don't know what the outcome is, but at the end of the day, we were resilient. We responded to adversity. It was a defensive battle in the first half, kind of passed the baton, and the offense stepped up. And then, of course, defense, the last two possessions, going punt and fumble. Special teams played their part. So couldn't be more proud. But with that being said, we are that's in the rearview mirror. We're moving forward.
Taylor Powell, I think he really solidified himself as a true number one quarterback, or showed he could be in that game.
He did what he had to do to give us the best opportunity to win. He took care of the football, got rid of it, didn't take sacks in inappropriate times. And, I thought the O-line and the receivers helped him out. So, I think, Scott did a great job of giving him things that he could handle, and he's, again, with every game of experience, we're going to expect more, but the bigger thing is he expects more of himself.
Now you have this upcoming match with Winnipeg. They're coming off a big win, and they've been a great team so far this season, like they have been over the years. What needs to be done here to try and secure a victory against them?
Well, they're a good football team. You can just turn the tape on. They're well coached in 3 phases. I think they execute well in 3 phases, and they're a good football team. With that being said, focusing on all of that, again, it detracts from what we need to do, and that's get a little bit better each week. So, we know what we're up against, but we're going to be ready for the challenge.
That was Coach O, and on a side note, today Coach O was throwing passes to receivers on one of the drills, and Coach can toss nukes. I think at one point he threw 12 straight 30-yard passes on the money. He was showing that Coach O still has that athleticism he had back in the playing days. One of the guys catching passes from Coach was Tim White, and let's be honest, Tim White has been on a mission over the last several games, and week after week I've been saying that was his best game. That was his best game. Well, here I am again saying last game was his best game of the season, 180 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns, and Friday's game was the first time a Ticats receiver had 150 yards receiving or more since 2019, when guess who? Speedy Banks did it. The performance was enough to get Tim White on this week's CFL honor roll as the top receiver. He spoke about his performance following today's practice.
I think a lot of good things are going right now, especially for the team, and we're just looking to keep going.
You were named to the honor roll this week. What does that say towards your performance?
I give all the credit to my teammates. Everybody just believing in me, giving me the opportunity, coaches giving me the opportunity, so just love it.
And that second touchdown, it's a high up ball. You dive or you jump up in the air. You have 2 guys on each side of you. You make that grab. Walk me through that play.
Yeah, we gave a double cadence, and we just seen what coverage they were in, and we seen it was man coverage. So, and the safety was over the top. And Taylor, he just put a beautiful ball there, perfect position for me to go up and, make a play on it. And all I had to do was just catch the ball.
And you and Taylor, the connection has been unreal the last few games, and he's really seemed to come into his own. But did that last game really show just how good he can be in this league?
I would say definitely. Every single week you want to improve, and I think that's what he's looking to do. I don't think he's satisfied. So, I'm just looking forward to see what he does next. In
terms of being a leader, it's been said that it almost seems like he's got more of that leadership quality. It shows more and more each game. Is that something you're seeing?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Anytime you get more experience under your belt, you win a couple of games, you start to grow into yourself more. You start to learn more about yourself. So I think that's what he's doing, and, he's definitely becoming a leader.
Playing against Winnipeg here at Tim Hortons Field, a team with a pretty strong defense and strong offense, what do you need to do to get touchdowns against Winnipeg?
Yeah, we're just going to have to continue to drive down the field, and once we get to the red zone, we're going to have to just play with high energy and execution. I think that's the biggest thing.
That was Tim White following today's practice. Stavros Katsantonis was another one of those guys with a big game against Ottawa, and he had a highlight reel play. He had a couple of highlight reel plays. He had that interception in the first quarter and that huge goal line hit on Bahar. That was really the catalyst for those 3 straight stops the Cats had on the goal line following the play. Stav spoke about those plays and the upcoming matchup today.
Yeah, definitely. I think our D-line got a great pass rush there. Javian had some good man coverage there on the receiver, and I was just able to read the quarterback there, and he just threw one up there, and just our mentality is to go up there and get the ball. So that's what I did there. Just big kudos to my D line there, just getting some pressure on him, and just forcing a tough throw.
And perhaps one of the biggest hits of the night on Bahar at the goal line, and then the team goes 3 straight downs of stuffing them at the goal line. How big was that for momentum on the defense?
Yeah, I think that's just our mentality. As a defense here is, it's the steel town. Everyone knows that we play smash mouth football, and we're not going to back down from anything. So that was just a testament to our defense. Who we are and how we're coached from an organization standpoint. And I think that was just a big momentum swift for us. Definitely boost team morale when you can stop them 4 times on the 1 yard line, and we just definitely rode that momentum the rest of the game.
Now heading into a game against Winnipeg, a guy like Stavros who likes to go deep sometimes, and he has those options at receivers. How do you go about preparing for this Winnipeg offense?
Yeah, definitely. We know they're a good team. I mean, they're a top team in the league for a reason. The record definitely shows. But at the end of the day, we just got to play our ball, make sure we're staying top down, and just making our plays when they come to us.
And is it nice to have actually a few days to prepare for this game, unlike last week when you had that quick turnaround?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in preparation, is always a good thing. But we're never gonna, back down or anything like that if we don't have that. Whether it's 1 day of prep or 5, we're always gonna go in there with the mentality to win.
That was Stavros Katsantonis. A guy who got his first start on offense for the Cats in the Redblacks game was Omar Bayless, and it's safe to say he was very solid in the first start. Really a case of that next man up mentality that this team is constantly talking about, and he finished the game with 53 yards receiving. Omar spoke about getting the opportunity today.
The coaches pretty much came to me. We had a talk about what was going on, and I was just always ready. So I just stayed prepared. Whenever we was in meetings, I always wrote stuff down like I was gonna be the guy next up. So I was just always prepared for that moment. So, yeah.
Was that kind of like that next man up mentality? You were just keeping that in the back of your head, like, I'm going to eventually get the chance here, and when I do, I'm going to step up, and that's what you did. You had over 50 yards, and you had a tremendous game yourself.
Yeah, most definitely. And I just take pride on, like I said, just always being ready because, like they always say, when you never know when your number's being called. So just prepare like you're going to play in the game. And me, I made it, I know up to myself to – really lock in, even though, like, when I wasn't on the field playing, just being able to grow up and just take that next step and just really stay locked in. That's the only thing, because it can be frustrating, by not playing and stuff not going your way, but I never felt sorry, about anything that was going on. I just, stayed with the course and just able to make things happen whenever, they call my number. So.
And that's one thing about you that people have said is that you have a great attitude. You're constantly trying to learn. You're constantly there. You're not worried about necessarily starting, but you want to help the team any way you can. Would you say that's a big part of who you are?
Yeah, it is, because growing up, I feel like off the field helped me with that, because like growing up, my grandmother always taught me, when stuff not going your way, that don't mean, drag other people down with you.
Yeah.
Just continue to, kind of uplift them. And, when you're doing, good by yourself, good gonna find you. So I'm a big believer in that. And like the time came around, so I'm just gonna take it and run with it and continue to help this team win and, just chase the ultimate goal. So
That's a great attitude to have and a great way to think. So you were taught right, and you go out there, you make some plays. How did it feel just to get that first catch?
It felt awesome, just to be able to get that feel of football again. Because like I said, I wasn't up, really, but to get that football feel, it just brings chills through my body, man. I'm a whole different person when I know it's go time, and I'm just all the way locked in.
And you were working with Taylor Powell, and
Yeah.
Taylor had, I think, his best game of the season.
Yeah.
How was it being out there with him and the rest of the guys on that unit?
Man, we pretty much comfortable with each other, man, Taylor. Because, when I wasn't playing, sometimes I'd come up here, like, whenever they had a game, and, I'd be here pregame just catching with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just being able to get my work also, too, but, kind of keep that relationship with him, man. Because it's all about crafting, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not getting that extra work with my quarterback, then it's really,
For sure.
you know what I'm saying? You're not going to have that connection that you really want. And I just want him to be more comfortable than he ever has been, you know what I'm saying, to make his job easier.
Yeah, and it seems like Taylor's really starting to take a little bit of a leadership role, like as a quarterback normally should. But you're seeing it more and more each game, right?
Yeah, most definitely. That's just been him being, who he is and the guy he know he can be. He's getting very comfortable, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? Coach, he's demanding a lot of him, so he's going to take on that role to kind of pretty much get the huddle right, you know what I'm saying? And being a quarterback, that's what quarterbacks do, you know what I'm saying? It's their team. As they go, you know what I'm saying, we go. So
sure.
It's just our job to make him right whenever he get us the ball. So.
And being out there with one of your good friends, Terry Godwin, was just how was it being out on the field on the offense with him and the week preparing for the game with Terry?
We pretty much, because like when we was preparing for that game, like I said, we pretty much had a lot of downtime. So with me and him, we were pretty much like going over our plays a lot, you know what I'm saying? With me being, you know what I'm saying, fresh, like kind of like finna play like in the offense, we just did a lot of things to get out the field to, you know what I'm saying, just kind of had me prepared. It just feel great being out there with him, man.
Yeah, man.
In that huddle, there was a lot of good laughs and things like that, but it's just a great feeling to be with all the guys, honestly, man, because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of that stuff, just being out there can take a lot off your mind, man, from a lot of outside stuff that go on, and I'm just grateful to be in this position, and like I said, I'm ready to get rolling, man, and keep going.
Well, now you have this upcoming game against Winnipeg and a solidified team in this league, a team that's been excellent over the several years now. What do you need to do on the offense to try and break through that D and get some touchdowns here?
We just pretty much just making my plays when they come my way. That's it. That's the only thing Coach O preach on, you know what I'm saying? Just make your play when your play comes. So I'm not going to try to do too much, too less, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to do what's being asked of me, what to do, and I'm going to get the job done no matter what. And just, like I said, just make my play. It's going to be a great game, you know what I'm saying, to see where I'm at, you know what I'm saying, against a team like this. And I'm prepared for it. I'm ready. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm ready to get going.
Well, Omar, it was exciting to see you out there on the field. I want one sidebar here. Has Terry Godwin beat you at Madden yet?
He got me.
Oh, no. Okay.
Madden 24. It first came out, I played him. I ended up getting relaxed, you know what I'm saying, throughout this game. We in the fourth quarter, bro. Fourth quarter comes, I got the ball, it's tied up. I'm finna go down and score. I run a play, and so happened, bro, he picked the ball. Mind you, it's a pick six.
Yeah,
with like 6 seconds left.
That's tough.
Because I was going to catch the ball and get out, try to kick it with a field goal.
Yeah.
I ended up throwing the pick six. So he got me. And I never heard the end of it.
So Terry Godwin has officially beat Omar.
He finally got that dub.
Well,
bro.
you got the dub last weekend, so at least you can celebrate that together.
Yeah.
Omar, congratulations, man,
Appreciate
and
it,
we're
bro.
looking forward to seeing you against
Thank you,
Winnipeg.
man.
Big thanks to Omar Bayless for being on the show today, and I guess congrats to Terry Godwin for finally putting an end to the Bayless undefeated Madden streak. I'd also like to thank everyone else for being on the show today. The Cats will be back at practice tomorrow. I'd also like to give a very special shout out to my parents who are celebrating 30 years of marriage, their 30th anniversary, and they're celebrating in Nashville, Tennessee. So enjoy, you guys, and congratulations. That's all the time for me today. I want to thank you for listening to Ticats Today.